Hey everybody, Gears here. It's about 9 in the morning, 60 degrees. Today is supposed to be the first 80-degree day. Tomorrow is supposed to hit 80 and then it's high 70s for the next full week. So temperature-wise, we're doing good this coming week. What needs to be done? Ugh. The entire top in here needs to be resanded at the very least. All of this filth needs to be cleaned out along with that filth. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the doors, but the mirrors and the handles need to come off. The lights are out. The bumper, I was going to pull that today. However, I was going to do a lot of work today. However, last night I burned my hand on the stove and this blister ripped open. Skin completely disintegrated. So it's kind of painful. And that means I can't really do any water work, and I'm not going to be able to hold a lot either, so that's definitely a downside. So I'm going to go home, let it heal, and come back tomorrow. There's always tomorrow, as they say. But cleaning all this stuff, that's going to be difficult because the window's open for one, so I'm going to have to be really careful and do very spot meticulous cleaning. Oh, is it not open? There we go. I don't have to clean down there, but I may as well give it some cleaning. And I expect I'll be painting this with the door open. So I'll have to mask some of that off down there, definitely. And then just fade the paint. I don't want any harsh paint lines. The mirrors need to be sanded. This door is being thrown away, so that helps. The other door, however, is going to need a full sanding. I'm going to need to resand the entire hood here. I might take it off. It's shorter this way than it is wider, and I'm thinking if I am standing on that side of it, I can do a couple passes and I can reach almost all the way up to the very top of it there. However, this way I can barely reach the middle. Taking the hood off, I can pop these two bolts and the other two bolts. I'm going to need someone to help me. My concern is that once those are loose, they're going to want to spring back and could potentially damage the glass. On the other hand, I could open it and re-release the bolts that are holding it to the hood, however, lose grip of that and it will slam into the glass. What did I get done yesterday? Before. A lot of work on this guy, and this is helping me see what's left to do here. Anything that's not marked is just little minor damage. Then everything else I have to add in this area, smooth that area, shave this area, subtract and match the symmetry up there to the other side. Smooth that little bit out in there, smooth this, subtract here, add there, and match the symmetry of this curve, which is getting closer and closer, I'm really glad to say. I haven't believed the template that I've got because it just seems so far off. However, the more I nudge this into shape, matching this side to that side, yeah, it's looking more natural. I would not have believed I need to shave this all the way into like almost here, but once that angle is redrawn, or rebuilt rather, every time I look at it, it seems right, but then I'll do some work on it and it seems more right. So you tell me. But even here you can see that this point meets and you can see that, whereas that point is hiding behind there. So yeah, subtract a bunch of this and it will match that. Up here is a little weak compared to right there, but it's getting so close. I'm not quite at the point where I'm getting too finicky, but it's definitely getting there. Another thing I did yesterday was I started adding Ava's epoxy around the edge here to build the ramp into place. Clearly it's a little wavy there and it's going to need work. And the pedestal that sits in here, that's a really flat section right there. The pedestal that fits in here just barely squeezes, so I'm gonna have to do a little sanding and work with that. What else got done yesterday? Front bumper got painted. I got rid of all those scratches. I think I talked about that in another video. In the I'm a total idiot stupid department, I went spraying primer without masking off the black here. So I'm hoping that I can wipe some acetone down there and that will help get rid of it. The acetone may miscolor the black that is there. There's no way around that at this point. And even though this is natural black plastic, I may wind up painting it a gloss black or something. We'll see. The front fenders, both of those got completely scrubbed down. I was going to sand those today, but this blister burn is definitely not compatible with that action. These guys are all set except for up here. All of that noise right in there, that's gouging. There's some kind of plastic film on top of those two little sections that for whatever reason, I can't imagine that it's there, but it is there. And I'm not going to be able to get rid of it, I don't think. I've got a heat gun. I'll try working the edges and see if I can pull it off, but the sander just turns it into goop at high speed, and hand sanding, even at 50 grit, it does almost nothing to the stuff. So whatever it is, it's definitely durable. I don't want to paint over it, but I may not have a choice. The door in there, I need to sand the inside of that, the metal, so that the paint will stick a little better. That's going to be one of my practice pieces for the yellow paint. These are going to be my practice pieces for the primer paint. Over here, this guy, I need the sleeve above. Oh, sorry about that. So these are 2 aluminum pieces sleeved. I need one more to sleeve over this section so that it'll be stable, or at least straight. Right now there's too much wiggle, so I'm not going to be able to determine exactly how straight that is. I ran out of Ava's epoxy, which is what this is going to need to start filling in these areas. I don't have any of that today. And also yesterday, I wound up putting the last of my Ava's epoxy on this area to build up that deck so I can put the bearing on, which is right here, and should probably at least be standing on its side. And I should probably clean all this floor up. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do much. This really, really hurts. It's going to need at least another day to get better. But this is probably the most surprising thing to me overall as far as the project goes, is getting this into shape here. So at 9 minutes, I guess that's more than enough for this video, even though it doesn't really say much. But it is a good indicator of what I've gotten done in the last day or so. So soon enough, this guy is coming into action. I'm going to need 2 different nozzles for that. I have them. The 1.7 8mm nozzle is good for primer. I believe those are in here. And then the smaller nozzle, 1.2 or so, is good for the paint itself. And all of that is right in here. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hey, and as I was just about to leave, this just showed up in the mail for me. Volume 2 of the Marvel years. Nice. I guess I know what I'm doing today. Thanks for watching. See ya.